Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling, and I hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create 3 super simple shaped thank you cards. If you like them, I'm going to show you step by step how to create them. And they are super easy to make. For my project, I'm going to use a free gift from Creative Stamping Magazine issue 122. On page 11 in the magazine, you can find my fancy fold card, and if you want to know how to create it, the link is at the top right corner. In the magazine, there are lots of beautiful projects and ideas to try, but it also comes with A4 stamp set collection called My Cup of Tea. As you can see, there are lots of amazing images you can use for a variety of projects, also with some sentiments, and there is one more stamp set included as well from Crafter's Companion. So for today's project, I'm going to use a leftover white card I've got in my stash, stamping cushion, black waterproof ink, and a few stamps from that My Cup of Tea stamp set collection. And I'm going to stamp all those images, and this ink is waterproof, which means I'm going to use some aqua markers later on. However, for your images, you can choose any color medium that you want. Today, I decided to work with some pens that I haven't worked in a very long time. So that's why I'm going to use that black waterproof ink. What is your favorite ink for stamping? Please let me know in the comments down below. So when these images will be ready, as you can see, it is so helpful when you've got that cushion underneath, because this way all your stamping will be beautiful and with very clear lines, and that's what I really like about this. And this stamping cushion I have for a very long time. So if you want to make sure that all your images are beautiful, you can also use a stamping platform as well. So here, as you can see, I've got some biscuits, donuts, also macaroons, and I think they will be so perfect because they come in all the colors that you want. So that's why I decided to have a few of them here. So when these are ready, I'm going to use aqua markers from Spectrum Noir, and I've got essentials and earth colors. I really like those sets because you can go and create amazing, beautiful images. So here I've got the selection of pens, and later on I'm also going to add a few more from another set. So if you don't have aqua markers, you can use your zig markers. So you have to use waterproof black ink for stamping, but you can also use alcohol markers or coloring pencils, and that will be perfectly fine. However, here I decided to use those aqua markers because I thought they work so well, and you always get that watercolor effect with stamping, and that's what I really like. And you don't really have to use a lot of them. So as you can see, I literally just create a line with that marker, and then using a wet paintbrush, I'm just spreading the color. And I think that really gives me that natural look. Do you like it? Please let me know in the comments down below. Also wonder how often do you use aqua markers or zig markers in your stamping, because I think they always give you that beautiful effect. However, if you've got the better trick or best way to color in your images, I would absolutely love to know. So leave that in the comments down below. And as you can see, I'm going to use that technique for all those images here. And what I really like about them, if you don't want any blending, you just have to skip a space and then move on to the next one, because these work like watercolor paints. So if you don't want any blending, just move on and make sure that the space is dry before you attach or actually add a little bit more color later on. And I think those aqua markers work so well. I do have them for many years now, and to be honest, I was very surprised that they still work and they are full of ink inside. So it is worth the investment, to be honest. And if you're interested in any of the products I use in today's video, I left the links in the description down below. And these aqua markers come actually from Spectrum Noir range, and to be honest, I really like them, and the nibs are beautiful. As I told you, I've had them for many years now, but they still work perfectly fine, and none of the pens stopped working, so they are absolutely amazing. And if you use even more ink, like I did here at the bottom of a biscuit, you have that darker color. So it is so cool, because with those pens you can get shadows and highlights at the same time. All you have to do is to control how much water you use when you spread those inks. And I absolutely love them. I don't know why did I not use them for such a long time, but today is the day. So I do encourage you to have a look at your stash and use something that you haven't used in a very long time. Trust me, it will be worth the effort, because sometimes we collect all those amazing tools and supplies and we forget about them. So now I've got a pen from a different set, and this one is called Botanicals, because I really wanted that bright, vivid yellow. So here it is, so I'm going to color in all those small sweets. And I think these just work so well together with every single biscuit or sweet I colored in. I really like the color palette, it is very cheerful. And to be honest, these 3 cards will go to colleagues of mine who work in my school, and they work in the kitchen. The chef is absolutely amazing, so 1 of the cards will go for him, and 2 other cards will go to his assistants. So I thought this set from Creative Stamping Magazine 122 will be a perfect occasion to actually use those images and create some cards for them. I do like when people make some amazing food, so I thought, yes, it is time to say thank you for them, because the lunches are really good at my school. So as you can see, all those images come together very quickly, and I do find coloring very therapeutic. I really like the process, and whatever you use for your images, it really makes a difference. Whenever they are handmade or colored in with any medium of your choice, I think they are so special. And if you like that as well, please let me know in the comments down below. And to be honest, when I was creating those cards, recently I treated myself to new nesting dies. I've never had any of the oval dies, so I thought I really need them. And actually I was considering getting them for over a year now. And recently on Kraft they had amazing deal when you bought 3 sets, and that was £30. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a go, right? Because I've never had any of oval nesting dice. So I thought, yes, let's try it. And to be honest, I was very surprised how well they work together. So later on I'm going to show you them, and I really love them, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use them over and over again. And the idea for those thank you cards was to create some very simple, quick and beautiful cards. And if you know me, you know how much I love shaped cards. So that's why today I decided to use those oval nesting dice that I'm going to show you later on. And I also wonder, what is your favorite biscuit or sweet? Do you have it? If you don't, maybe one of them here will be your favorite. And with the donuts that you can see on the left hand side, later on I also use my craft knife to cut the inside of the donuts, because I really like when the background is shown through my images, and I really like that technique. I think it adds something a little bit extra to my cards. It's always a good idea to actually clean your surface, and as you can see here, I put some color on my glass mat and I spread it with the wet paintbrush. So this way you've got that even color, if you want that technique. And here I'm using one of the AQUA markers. It has that very faint grey color, so I thought it would be perfect to add that shadow of the white packaging here. And I think that really adds so much to the whole image. Now it is time to add a little bit of chocolate on top of the donuts. I literally just couldn't resist, and with that brown AQUA marker, it's so easy to do it. But whenever you add another layer, just make sure the whole image is completely dry, because we don't want to blend that pink and brown together. So when these will be ready, I'm going to add a tiny bit of color on top of the biscuits at the top left corner. And I decided to use a little bit of yellow later on. So And then, when they will be ready, I'm going to fussy cut all of them. To be honest, they were so easy to fussy cut. You don't need any nesting dies. The shapes are super easy. So when these elements are all ready, I'm going to create my cards. So here are the Nestables oval dies from Creative Craft products, and as you can see, there are so many of them inside. So I'm going to use one of them to create the card base, and then a smaller element as well. And I'm going to use Kraft card because I really wanted that biscuit color for my cards. And also I'm going to use that Filigree border oversize oval nesting dies from Creative Craft products as well. And if you're interested in any of the products I use in today's video, you can check the description down below. As you can see, it has that beautiful border, and I thought they would work so well together. And to be honest, I absolutely love how they look together. I really like it, and I think that oval border, it adds so much detail to the whole project. And as I told you, these cards are going to be super easy and quick to make. So all three of them all together took me an hour. So it is super easy and quick, right? For 3 cards when you stamp and color them in. So when these elements are ready, yes, we can create the name of the recipient and also that thank you card. So here are my alphabet cutting dies from Simply Made Crafts, and all the names of the products, as I told you, will be in the description down below. So here I've got the name of the recipient, and also I die cut thank you from one of very old Crafter's Companion dies, and I think this one works so well for any thank you cards. And with the name of the recipient, I use one of my favorite gold papers from Hobbycraft. I really like it because when you tilt it, it actually shines beautifully. Now it is time to assemble all those elements on my card, and using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, it is so easy because first you know exactly where all the elements go, and then you do have time to maneuver the elements if you make a mistake. So for all those cards, I decided to stick all those images first and then put the thank you and also the name of the recipient. And with those oval nesting dies, you can actually put the name of the recipient on the edge or on a curve. So I really like that because usually I go on a straight line, but here you don't have to do it. So you can play with it, and whenever you put a name of the recipient on a curvy line, I do encourage you to start with the middle letter first and then go left or right. And this way everything will be spaced evenly. Using my scoring board from Crafter's Companion and one more die cut from that oval nesting dies, I'm going to create that top flap. And this one is again Kraft card, and I'm going to assemble them using my one and only liquid glue. But it's always a good idea to use your bone folder to burnish that score line because Kraft card is pretty thick. So please do that. And now it is time to make sure that the glue is set and the cut will be complete. There is plenty of space inside, and if you want, you can also die cut one more oval from white card to write your message. But here I decided against it and I wrote my message literally just inside with a purple pen. Now it is time for cut number 2. And again I'm going to use the same oval nesting dies from Craft Stash, and these cuts come together very quickly. So if you don't have any nesting dies, I do encourage you to get some. They don't have to be oval size, they can be any other shape that you want. And trust me, they are absolutely worth the money because you can use whatever you want to decorate your cards. Now it is time to put some elements on the card, and as you can see, I'm doing the dry run first. I just want to make sure that everything is exactly what I want. Also, at the top you can see the name of the recipient using that gold card from Hobbycraft, which gives me that very nice shine when I tilt the card. And again, I'm going to use my liquid glue to assemble all those elements on the card. And this one is like in a portrait mode because I really wanted to have something different. So all together, I'm going to have 3 cards. 2 in landscape mode and 1 in portrait mode. And if you do have any circle, nesting dies or oval dies, I really encourage you to use them because they are so much fun to work with. And now I'm going to put the name of the recipient, but this time I'm going to create, let's say, a straight line. I did try, but in the end it wasn't. But to be honest, it is a handmade cut in the end, and I only had 1 hour to create all 3 of them. So when these will be ready, it will be time to put the back panel, again using my scoring board from Kraft's Companion. If you do have your favorite scoring board, I would absolutely love to know which one is it. And actually, how often do you use it for your projects? Maybe you have your favorite way to use it. I do like to create back panels this way, and I think this is the best way to do it. But if you have a better trick, please let me know in the comments down below. It is time to put a little bit of liquid glue and the cut will be complete. And here, if you want, you can also use your trimmer or guillotine and cut the bottom slightly to have a straight line. And I'm going to show you that with the last cut. But to be honest, I did it with all 3 of them. So the cut is finished. What do you think about this color palette for quick, beautiful, and cuts for people who work in a kitchen? So now it is time for cut number 3, and again this one will be in the landscape mode. It is time to put all those elements, and what I really like about those Kraft cut and white, I think that color palette works so well together and it is elegant at the same time. If you agree with me, please let me know in the comments down below. So here, as you can see, I've got more, let's say, pinkish colors to use and a little bit of dark green / turquoise. And I think this color palette with Kraft card works so well. I couldn't resist. So maybe I have to use those aqua markers more often. So when these elements are ready, it will be time to put the name of the recipient and thank you as well. And actually the thank you sentiment is die cut from solid gold card from Kraft's Companion. And I only use scraps to create all those elements. So have a look at your stash. I'm pretty sure you've got some bigger elements that you can stamp on, like I did here, and also some smaller ones that you can die cut the sentiments. And please use your scraps because I believe you've got so many, at least I do. And it's always a good idea to use every single bit because we don't like to waste money, right? It is time to put the name of the recipient, and as you can see here, I decided not to go exactly on a curve. I just wanted to have a little bit of variation. And when these elements will be ready, the cut will be complete. And to be honest, at this point I decided not to add any gems on those cards. Can you believe it? I couldn't think like where to put them. I think all those color palettes here are enough, especially for elegant cards. So when this is ready, I'm going to create the back panel. You know exactly how to do it. And then when it is attached, I'm going to use my guillotine from Kraft's Companion and cut the bottom off slightly. So this way the cut won't rock. But if you want your cuts to rock, and that will be perfectly fine. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So for me, if I don't want the cuts to rock, I'm going to use my guillotine to cut the bottom off. And when this is ready, no one will ever see when you look at the front of a card, but this way the card will stand proudly on a flat surface. So the third cut is finished, and now you can see all 3 cards side by side. Which one is your favorite? I really hope you'll give those cards a go, and if you do have that Creative Stamping Magazine issue 122, please use that amazing stamp set collection. It is fabulous and perfect for so many different occasions. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And see you in my next video. Happy crafting!